Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 video. Now this game that I want to show you in this video is not going to be like an intense game or an amazing game or anything like that. Instead, it's going to show off a very stupid strategy that I managed to pull off because my opponent was not as good as I was. So I'm just showcasing a very stupid strategy. If you want to watch a stupid strategy, go ahead and keep watching this video. If you want to watch an amazing game, go watch all my other Company of Heroes 2 videos because this is not an amazing game. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this game. So like I said, the strategy was going to be a Brummbar rush, and I even told my opponent I'm going to rush for a Brummbar, so he knew what I was doing. And if you don't know what the Brummbar is, it is basically, if you played Company of Heroes 1, it's like the Panzer IV IST, infantry support tank, that the Panzer Elite get. So it's really good at killing infantry with its short-barreled main gun. That is basically what it is, and it is available at Tier 4 for the Germans, and it is very expensive to get. The Brummbar itself costs 170 fuel, plus the manpower cost, I believe, is 440. So it's pretty expensive for a tank. So going for a Brummbar rush should basically be impossible, because if you're trying to rush for it, you basically build Tier 1, and then you go straight to Tier 4. You can't really do without Tier 1, but going Tier 1 to Tier 4 is how you do it, and that's the unsafe way. If you want to do it safely, you're not really rushing for the Brummbar, because you'd go Tier 2 or Tier 3 for some form of anti-tank between your Tier 1 and Tier 4, but I did not do that this game. I went the dangerous route of rushing for a Brummbar and skipping Tier 2 and Tier 3. So my only AT consists of Panzerfausts that the Grenadiers get, these things, for 25 munis each, and they don't do very much in terms of damage. So I actually got pretty lucky with this game. Like I said, my opponent wasn't as good as I was, so I managed to pull off a Brummbar rush, but that is not something you can really do most of the time in this game against most opponents. So anyways, for my start, I am doing the normal start that I normally do. Single Pioneer Squad, the single one that you start with, builds Tier 1, and then my first units are Grenadiers, which are over here in the middle and over here on the left one being the first one that I brought out onto the field. And then my third unit is an MG, which is building, so I cannot click on it yet, no matter how much I might try. So just doing my standard starting, nothing special there. My opponent seems to have done a Tier 1 start, and he has built a sniper first. So he has one engineer squad and one sniper squad. That is all he has compared to my pioneer squad, my two grenadier squads, and an MG42. Yeah, I definitely have the upper hand here unless he can micro his snipers properly, which I know he can because I played this game and I know how he handled it, so I know what he did right and what he did wrong. So in here, in the middle, we have an engagement between engineers and grenadiers, and clearly the engineers are going to lose this battle. It's not even really worth fighting for them. It's not worth it for them to fight, because this is a victory point. This is not going to help you in the early game. You really don't need to keep this point, guy. You don't need to sacrifice your manpower in order to take this point, and I don't know, keep me from having it. But it's not going to help the guy. I know what he was doing was stalling for his sniper to show up, but in reality it didn't really help him. Like, he got one shot off of my MG here, and he'll get some more shots off with it, I believe, especially when the scout car shows up, because that's obviously going to be his second unit. He's doing the scout car sniper combo, which is very deadly in the early game if done correctly by the Russians. So he's doing a good strategy. We will see how well he pulls it off. I already told you he uses a sniper pretty well in this game, but I didn't say anything about the scout car. So we'll have to see how he does with the scout car. It appears over here on the left, my opponent has a conscript squad. It captured the victory point. So he's going for victory points first. That's a sign of a noob, quite honestly. Victory points do not help you in the early game. Not one bit. You want to go for the strategic points, the fuel points, and the munitions points. You don't want to go for victory points. They do not help you. They do not give you resources to tech up. They do not give you anything to buy more stuff with and overcome your opponent in the early game. If you lose in the early game, by the way, you're pretty much screwed for the rest of the game. More so in Company of Heroes 1 than in Company of Heroes 2. But still in Company of Heroes 2, if you lose in the early game, you're kinda screwed the rest of the game unless your opponent messes up. So don't mess up in the early game by going for victory points. Instead, go for strategic points and such, territory points. So as you can see, I just lost a Grenadier squad. That was the last man. He's laying down there, glitching into the ground. That is very interesting. That's a weird death pose. What's up with his hand? Okay, so I lost a Grenadier squad, which is not good. My MG squad... Where'd my MG squad go? Retreated? Yeah, it retreated a while ago. It's reinforcing. My mortar's retreating. I built the mortar after the MG, and then I teched up tier 2. Battle phase 1, tier 2, same thing. Just like I normally do with the Germans. So this is basically my standard build order. 2 Grenadiers, an MG, a mortar, and then tier 2. That is literally my basic build order in the early game. Sometimes I change it up, but not too often. I'm apparently capturing the top left victory point over here, so it is no longer his, and it is actually... I still have all my points connected up here at the top left, except now I don't because of this squad right here. This one-man engineer squad, and a conscript squad that's in my way. So time to kill the conscript squad because I have met them, and I actually didn't even realize I'd met them right here at this time. I'm just walking right past them as if they don't exist because I was busy microwaving other stuff. Probably this Pioneer squad to get over here, plus this Grenadier squad over here trying to fight this conscript squad. I didn't even notice that this conscript squad was over here. You can see I'm just ignoring it. I actually noticed it at this point, and he was retreating his engineer. So even though I noticed it, it was basically a waste, and I have to retreat here because I ended up losing this fight, as you can see, because... Unlike in Company of Heroes 1, as you are backing away from an enemy unit, your troops do not shoot backwards at the enemy unit. In Company of Heroes 1, they shot a little bit backwards. In Company of Heroes 2, they don't shoot backwards at all. So I easily lost that because I was running away from him. In the middle here, we have Pioneers versus Conscripts. Who's going to win? Place your bets now. Who do you think is going to win this fight? Place your bets. Is it going to be the Conscripts? Or is it going to be the Pioneers? I think the answer is clear now, if you didn't already know the answer. If you didn't know the answer, do you even play this game? Or have you watched my videos? Maybe I just do a bad job of explaining it if you don't play the game and you didn't know the answer. Maybe it's my fault. That's entirely possible. After all, I'm kind of a teacher in this game. So, yeah, Pioneers, Engineers always lose against Conscripts and Grenadiers. They're not fighting units, they're building units. So, on the right here, we have some more action. It is the basic Conscript versus Grenadier action, but the Conscripts are down a man. Grenadiers are down a little bit of health, but not as much as the Conscripts are, especially because they lost a man, which means they have 5/6 of their normal firepower. They have less firepower, while the Grenadiers have full firepower and will do full damage to the Conscripts. By the way, my opponent took this point. The reason he took this point, which is not even close to being connected to his territory, is because he's trying to cut me off. But little does he know, I have this fuel point and this point, and as a result he did not cut me off at all. And so I didn't really care, I just took this point back while he took this point, and it was kind of just like a trade. So be it. So, as you can see here in the base, the only building I have built so far is Tier 1. I have not built Tier 2. Even though we are 8.5 minutes into the game, I don't want to build Tier 2 because I'm trying to do a Brummbar rush. That was a decent rifle grenade. I've had some really good rifle grenades and some really bad rifle grenades. That was a decent one. Some of them do a little bit of damage, and that's it. Other ones I've seen annihilate a full 6-man, full health conscript squad, which was amazing. I've actually had that happen multiple times. So rifle grenades are very underrated. They just have a lot of luck involved with them. Bad flank by my opponent. Oh yeah, you had to retreat to get out of there. You would have been insta-pinned and insta-killed if you didn't retreat there. Standing right in front of an MG42 with 600 bullets firing at you every second, or is it 1200? I can't remember, it's 600 or 1200. All I know is when it fires it sounds like paper ripping in real life. So, on the left side, I know I'm not really talking much about strategy, I'm just talking about individual engagements, by the way. There's really no strategy involved here. I mean, my opponent wasn't as good as me, I'm just doing a funny Brummbar rush, that's what this video is about. So like I said at the beginning, if you're wanting strategy or you're wanting an intense game, this is not the video for you. If you're wanting a funny strategy, then this is the video for you. So I'm going to continue talking about these little battles, and I'm going to lose this squad if I'm not careful. There we go. Am I still going to lose it anyways because there's a sniper in that scout car? I am not going to lose it. Awesome. So now he's running in front of my MG, but look at this. The MG can't see it. It's within the cone, but he can't see it for some reason. The tree is too big or something. I don't know what that's about. But the scout car dies. I kill one of the snipers, one of the sniper men, I guess, not the sniper. And he gets away. So 90 manpower reinforced cost. Somehow this MG was not able to see that scout car in that little amount of brush. I can clearly see the wreckage of that scout car. How could you not see this, MG? You are a failure. Are you blind? All of the troops are blind in this game. Quite honestly, they are. I mean, look at their sight ranges. The sight ranges are terrible compared to real life. These guys are blind. But this game is not supposed to mimic real life. It's just supposed to use real life units with semi-realistic purposes. Look at the minimap. It's kind of weird how my opponent has captured these 2 points over here, where my mouse is. The fuel point and the strategic point. That's just kind of funny. They're not connected to his base at all. He's just keeping me from getting that Brummbär. I think he thought I was not going to be serious about the Brummbär, but he never really tried to counter it, because my strategy, like I already said in this video, is actually very easy to counter. If you just get like a T-34 or a T-70, I can't do anything about it. All I have are Panzerfausts. That's it. I have nothing else. I don't have Panzerschrecks. I don't have a pack. This is going to be a deadly grenade. But yeah, I have no AT. If you can kite properly with your T-70 or T-34, I have no counter to it. So this is actually a very stupid strategy, like I already said. But who cares? It's funny, and I pulled it off against a weaker opponent. So, mortar versus mortar right now. I built a mortar quite a bit earlier in the game. It has 1 kill so far. It's doing awesome with 1 kill. That's a record. Not really. This guy has 0 kills, but his is also brand new, so I don't blame him for having 0 kills. My mortar, on the other hand, 1 kill is absolutely terrible. It appears that he has reinforced his sniper, so there is that. I have to kill it once again. I am shelling pretty close to it, quite honestly. It'd be funny if I killed it with the mortar shell. That was pretty close to this one guy. I would have thought he took more damage than he did from that. He took a little sliver of health, and that was it. Oh well, so be it. On the right side here, Grenadiers versus Conscripts. Grenadiers win, because the Conscripts were weaker. Even though they were at close range, which is where Conscripts excel, and Grenadiers do not excel. They do the opposite of excel. The Conscripts were still definitely going to lose that battle. Here, I'm going to lose this battle. Sniper plus a mortar versus a Grenadier squad. I can guarantee the Grenadier squad is going to lose because it's down to 2 men, and 2 more snipes is all it would take to lose the whole squad. So I retreat, and do I lose the whole squad? Is my opponent going to kill my whole squad? He very well might. I don't remember. Ooh, one of the sniper men is dead, and mortar incoming. Yeah. I knew that was coming. I knew he was going to get killed by a mortar strike. Killing a sniper with a mortar strike is so awesome. Pioneer squad sitting up here doing nothing. There we go. Always have all your squads moving unless they're guarding something and it's only being guarded for, I don't know, 30 seconds at the most. Don't keep a squad idle for more than 30 seconds. Preferably not at all. He has apparently cut me off. By capturing this 1 point, he's cut me off from everything on the left side. That is interesting. This is a very weird style of video. Like, I don't normally talk like this in my Company of Heroes 2 videos. This feels weird. But I'm going to continue with this. Like, I'm not talking about strategies. I'm not saying why I'm doing anything. It's literally just talking about each battle individually. This feels really weird, but I am going to continue, like I already said. So over here, we have Pioneers versus less than half health less than half health Conscripts. Wow. Imagine how little health each of these guys have. They had 6 guys. 5 guys with that little health. Oh my gosh. These guys must be on such little health. Does he have the healing thing in his HQ? I'm curious to know. I'm also curious to see who wins this battle. This is going to be really close. Oh, I lost. Barely, because of his mortar, or my mortar. One of the two. Does he have healing things in his HQ? He does not. That partially explains why the squad was so low on health with all 6 men. Yeah, definitely losing that battle. Needed to retreat there. His mortar didn't need to retreat. I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to reinforce it. But oh, look at this! Oh, yeah. A T-70. This is the counter to my strategy. So I have built tier 4 already. I've tech to tier 4. I built it. And the Brummbar is up at 520 manpower. Oh, not 440. The Panther is 440. But 520 plus 170 fuel. So I need 104 more fuel before I can afford it. As well as the manpower. But the manpower I'm not so worried about. Even though it's the rarest resource in the game, I'm not worried about it at all. That's very weird, but okay. I'm just worried about the fuel, because the fuel takes so long to get. That was a nice nade, but like I said, the weak point in my strategy is a T-70. If you let's try this again. If he can successfully kite with his T-70 so that I'm not in Panzerschreck range, not Panzerschreck, Panzerfaust range, he will be able to just annihilate all my infantry, and there's not a thing I can do about it unless I abandon my Brummbar rush. Oh, it appears I already have a Brummbar. How did I miss that? Okay. So, it appears his T-70 was a little bit too late. I now have a Brummbar, and there goes an entire squad of conscripts, it looks like. Wow. Yeah, the Brummbar is very, very powerful. This unit is amazing. It can also kill T-70s, because T-70s have such little armor. Oh, you didn't reverse, and as a result you're spinning in place and you get killed by the Brummbar. The Brummbar just laughed. Okay, that was funny. So, I now have a monstrous Brummbar on the field, and my opponent has 0 counters to it. He might have 18 nades, I don't know if he does or not, but he doesn't have any conscript squad, so it doesn't make a difference if he does or not. All he has is a mortar, guards rifles, a sniper, and an engineer squad. The only thing that can do damage is the guards rifle infantry squad, but honestly, the Brummbar has so much health, because it's so expensive, that the PTRS rifles the guards rifles have are going to be totally useless against the Brummbar. Now, he did button me, and that means I can't see anything here. As you can see, it's all just black. But it didn't matter. He can button me all he wants. He's not stalling for anything. I mean, what good is it going to do? You're going to mortar me to death? Not going to happen. I mean, it can happen, but it's not going to happen. So yeah, buttoning me did him no good. These 2 squads are just sitting in the back trying to survive. Wow, that mortar just got 1 hit and lost 4 men. But this one guy's going to go commit suicide by running off the map. Is he not? It's one guy and he's just sitting there. Does the mortars... Really? I never knew that. On the 120mm mortar, the one guy just operates it? That is news to me. I never get this mortar though. It's overpowered, so I don't want to use it. So, we have a Brummbar with a damage engine because of the conscript squad throwing an AT grenade on it. But I don't care. I didn't care at all. I just came in here and sat in the opponent's base. He's circling me, which is smart, because the Brummbar turns really slowly with the damage engine. But it is not going to save him. And so, my Brummbar will go on to get many kills. It's already at 22 kills. One of which is a vehicle, the T-70. This unit just made up its cost so amazingly fast. This conscript squad is going to die. There it goes. I have a Grenadier squad just sitting outside his base, right outside the MG range. Yeah. There we go. Mortar's dead, or decrewed anyways. The mortar still exists at half health. Brummbar turning very slowly with the damage engine. Meanwhile, while all of this is going on in the base, by the way, my opponent has a single conscript squad going around the map capturing points. He's removed the triple cap. He's only 1.5 cap now. It will be double capped once I capture this victory point. He's also captured this point and thinking he can cut me off, but little does he know that I have the rest of the map. He's not cutting me off by taking this point. And he's also not going to He's also not going to cut me off by taking this point, because I am taking this point. So I have kind of a loop around to connect myself to all the territories. So try as he might, to his best ability. And I don't blame him for thinking he'd cut me off, but try as he might to his best ability, he's not going to cut me off. I just have the whole map, he can't cut me off. Not on this map. Ooh. One of the men on the sniper team goes down. Can I chase it and kill it? Let's find out. I know the answer, but let's find out together anyways. There go 3 men in that guard's rifle squad. This Brummbar, by the way, is taking quite a bit of damage from the mortar, possibly my own mortar, that is, and the guard's rifles infantry squad. The PTRSs don't do much damage, but over time, they will do a decent amount of damage. He's doing Ring Around the Rosie around his Special Rifle Command, his Tier 1 building. This was funny. He's trying to save his sniper by doing Ring Around the Rosie. So I just told myself, screw it, I don't need to kill a sniper. I can just kill individual men in these guard squads, and it'll easily make up the cost of killing a sniper. So I don't need to worry about that at all. But as I was doing that, I actually did not realize the sniper was sniping my grenadiers, but I guess I realized it about now. I retreated the grenadier squad because they had 1 man left, and now, because this MG is actually gone over here, I charge in with this grenadier squad. Brummbar is very close to death, 37 kills. How much does it cost to reinforce a single guard squad? Man, 30. Okay, so 30. We're gonna assume each kill that this thing got was a guard's rifle infantry guy, because well, they weren't all guards rifle infantry guys, but they mostly were out here in the base. So 37 times 30 is a lot. I don't know what that would be. 21,900. Over 1,000 manpower, I think. I don't know. It's a lot though. 37 times 3. That shouldn't be that hard. 21, 9, so 1, 1, 1, 0. So that's 1,110. 1,110 manpower if I'm doing my math right in my head. So that Brummbär easily made up its own cost. As you can see here, it costs 520 manpower plus 170 fuel, but I'm not really worried about the fuel this time rather than the manpower. I wasn't worried about the manpower before, I was worried about the fuel, but now I'm not worried about the fuel, I'm worried about the manpower because I have the whole map. My opponent doesn't have very much of a fuel income. I don't have to worry about the fuel. I can just wait until I can afford another one and be good to go. This mortar got 14 kills, one of which was a friendly. How nice. Or no, 1 friendly in addition to the 14. I destroyed a building? Really? I must have killed the MG nest over here. As you can see, and here because of this MG, the game is over. Playback is over. He said GG. He didn't just quit, he did say GG. So, yeah. Brummbar Rush. Totally impractical strategy that I managed to pull off for the fun of it. I just felt like I'd try it out. I even told him I was going for it, but the T-70, which was the perfect counter to my strategy, was too little too late. My Brummbar was out by the time the T-70 was out. So, yeah. I forgot to mention it though, but I have a Panther here, in case you didn't notice. When my Brummbar was in here in the base, either after it was dead or when it was almost dead, I decided to build a Panther in case my opponent was saving up fuel and was able to bring out an Su-85 or something. I wanted to have something to deal with it. And my only source of AT that I have from Tier 0, Tier 1, and Tier 4 is the Panther. So the Panther is what I went with, and it didn't really get to see much action. I killed 5 guys, 5 infantry. That's actually pretty impressive for a Panther. It sucks against infantry. Oh, nice and quiet. This conscript squad did quite a lot to try and cut me off, and he actually double capped me in VPs. That's interesting. Well, I was destroying his base. He just double capped me in VPs, but it really didn't matter because I have so much more infantry than he does. I can easily get that back without issue if the game had gone on longer, but it didn't. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. It was just a fun little Brummbar rush strategy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys. All would be good. Now here I'm trying to kill the Su-85. I didn't care that my Panzer IV was being shot at. I didn't really need it. Ow, that hurt my opponent. Wow, that was a nice Stuka bombing strike.